Alright lads, so in less than 12 hours time we are going to be getting the new Enderman banner, in this case the Japanese Parasol Autumn Dew, with a new Parasol Rukia, Gin, and also Ikaku. These characters are setting out to be some of the better and more valued characters in the game, and in my opinion the banner is definitely worth summoning on. I've been getting that question asked a lot, are these characters worth going for, and I think it's an easy yes. Having said that though, I do think this banner isn't a must summon, and the only reason why you should be summoning on the banner is if you need these characters, or more so, most importantly, if you want them. They are seasonal characters at the end of the day, so they are limited in nature, but they won't be as limited as 1000-year Blood War characters, for example, and these characters will come back around January or February, and eventually they will be in banners going forward into 2024. So in this video, we are going to break down some of the value and what these characters can offer on your account, but for those that are wondering, me personally, I'm probably going to skip this banner. I'll do the discounts, and that's really about it. And that mainly just comes down to the fact that I would love to have these characters, but I'm not really willing to spend upwards to potential thousands of orbs to try and get them. I know I'll get them later on, and I don't mind waiting upwards to 6 months for that. But it is important to outline the actual individuals because this time around they do offer some good value. So in this case, the main banner with Rukia, Gin, Ikaku all at a 0.5% chance, a 1.5% chance overall to get one of the 3 characters. That will be the main banner, and that's the banner that we're going to be talking about in this video. That will last until the 12th of November. After that, that's when Rukia's individual does start, and in that case, it does feature Mayuri, Rukia, and also Geo. It's a pretty decent banner. I myself might be doing 5 steps on this because I do want to try and get Rukia, and I can see the value in Geo and also Mayuri. A week later on the 18th is when Gint individual banner does start. It features Izuru, Baragon, and also Toshiro. In my opinion, not much value here. Only summon on this banner if you only want Gin. And then lastly, fortunately, we have Ikaku. And Ikaku is, of course, an amazing character worth going for. And lucky for those that want to get him on the individual banner, it does feature a Link Shot Link character with Momo. Shuei is also good in Guild Quest. And of course, also Aizen, another great solid character to use in the Quincy Guild Quest, which is a guild quest you might not have characters for. Now, the benefit of actually going for Ikaku's individual is that the banner itself is available till the 30th. So on the 27th of November, so it is a while away, I understand that, but if you are willing to wait till the 27th to see what end of month is going to be, the next end of month, you can actually then decide if you want to go in on that banner or then summon for Ikaku. And that's something I might do. I'm tempted to summon on his banner, but I'm going to wait to see what next end of month is. With that said though, let's have a look at the new characters, and in this case, to start off the video, we have a new speed version of Gin, a speed Soripa with the Soripa kill ability. Unfortunately, outside of Guild Quest content, he is competing with some of the better characters in the game, that being 1000-year Blood War Yachiru, and of course also Tensei Zangetsu, and having said that, I do think he still will hold up relatively well, given the fact that he does have a pretty good damage output and a lot of great utility effects. For starters, his damage output includes Frenzy +2, more damage at full stamina, which he can easily keep thanks to his +5 multi-barrier SA2 barrier effect. He does 40% more strong attack damage when at full stamina, and when you do inflict his status event, which he has an increased chance to do so, he then does 40% more damage to those weakened enemies. He can inflict weakening on every attack except his SA2, and once more, when he is at full stamina, he does have that extra 6% strong attack cooldown. He comes with hit hidden enemies, complete status immunity. Overall, gonna just be a really good, safe, and fun character to use. He doesn't stand out in any piece of content. He's overall just gonna be a very good character that you can use in any quest you want to. If you want to take him into IZ, Epic Raids, IT, Point Event, even Guild Quest, you can definitely do that, and in Guild Quest content in particular, he is going to provide that nice bit of support, being able to inflict weakening, is immune to every status event, so you don't have to worry about the pulls on the floor, and of course he does also do a respectable amount of damage, since again, Frenzy +2, 40% strong attack damage, 20% more full stamina is nothing to scoff at. Overall, very solid character. Is again skippable. I don't think he's a must-have in any piece of content, but he is great to have, especially if you are a Gin fan. Next up, we have Parasor Rukia, a power Soripa with the Aranka kill ability. She's setting out to be one of the most powerful characters in the game, especially within the power attribute, which, to be honest, has desperately needed a character like this. In her case, looking at her damage output, it's very similar and comparable to someone like Kyogre and Yachiru, who are some of the hardest hitting characters in the game. And the reason for that is because she does have Frenzy +2. When you inflict a status event, which she has an increased chance to do so, and she can apply freeze on every attack except her SA2, she then gets an 80% stat boost to her spiritual pressure stat. Alongside that, she has a 20% more damage at full stamina and also the rampage skill. So every time you get a kill, you get 2% more damage. It caps out 100%, and it's one of the most broken skills in the entire game, especially when paired with her base damage output, Frenzy +2, more damage at full stamina, more damage to frozen enemies, and of course also the 80% SP boost. She has a great set of strong attacks too, and she also does have the team party buff where she reduces your cooldown by 20% for every power character in your team. That goes for herself, and that's going to be really good for Limit Breaker. Just like Kyoge, she's going to be a character that can potentially be used in any Limit Breaker quest as either the third slot or in slot number 1 or 2, depending on the rules. She is our traditional Limit Breaker character of the month, and definitely this upcoming Limit Breaker were probably designed based around her. So if you do pull her, you're going to be able to use her there. She's going to be great in IT, and she's potentially going to be good in Guild Quest, even though unfortunately, and we did talk about this yesterday, her SA2 is classed as a melee attack. So if you do decide to take it in Guild Quest, one, you're also not immune to the stats element, which is burn. That's easily avoidable though, but her SA2 won't be doing any damage in Guild Quest. She's not designed for Guild Quest, so to some people it might not be a big deal, but it is something to keep in mind if you do decide to take in there, and it is unfortunate that Caleb aren't willing to fix it, at least for the time being. Alongside that too, her SA2 for some reason, despite it only being a heal effect, does have a 40-second cooldown, which traditionally should only be a 30-second cooldown. So she does have those two big drawbacks, mainly coming from the SA2, a 40-second cooldown, and also it is classed as a melee attack. But if you do pull her, she's still going to be a really good character in any piece of content you do take her in, minus basically Guild Quest content. But even then, her damage output is so high, even with that SA2 not doing damage, she still might actually, unironically, be a good lead. She's easily one of the better characters in the game, with just a few drawbacks, many coming down to that SA2, and easily in debates for that best power character slot. And then last up, we have Ikaku, a new mind farmer, and a pretty good one at that. In his case, he is a mind swiper with the human kill ability. He brings a new soul trait to the game, and that is more damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment, plus 30%. As I already mentioned, he is a farmer, so when you actually use this character in IT, IZ, or Epic Raids, he's giving you 5 more Heart Super Elixir Potions, 5 more Heart Elixir Potions, and also 30% more Heart Droplets. So he's obviously worth it in terms of the value aspect. You can take him into IT, IZ, Droplet Zone, and of course also Epic Raids. Given the fact that he wants to be used in Inheritance Trials, he also is designed for this mode, as he does have hit hidden enemies and also pierce Iron Skin. This allows him to get through the Iron Skin mechanic, which decreases your damage by 80%. That in combination with the fact that he has Frenzy plus 2, a 60% Berserker, and of course, as already stated, the 30% more damage to enemies not afflicted with an ailment, makes him without a doubt the best farmer for the mind attribute. If you want to have an easy time farming Super Elixir Potions, very similar to Tensei Zangetsu and also Rangiku, this character is almost a must-have for you. At 1 out of 5, he is going to be the fastest character for this quest, and he's going to speed through it, and the fact that he's increasing the drops that you can get make it even better. At the same time, I do like that it's Ikaku. It's our first seasonal Ikaku, and he has some pretty fun and cool looking visuals. His killer being human isn't ideal, but it's not that big of a deal. There are going to be human ITs every now and then, and at the same time, he does have the extra built-in survivability, since he does have dodge human damage. He also has long stride, so he's going to be quite the fast character, and potentially usable in Arena too. That's going to be it for the main 3 banner characters. Again, I think all 3 characters are solid. Whether you need them goes down to you. But if you do decide to pull in the main banner, the whole banner itself does feature some pretty good seasonal characters. Like, I don't think there's a single bad character here. There's a few characters that could be a tad bit better, but overall, every character here does bring some type of value. In this case, our first filler is going to be the mana version of Yumachika. Very similar to Ikaku, he wants to be used in IT. He can go through Iron Skin, and he does increase the amount of Elixir Potions, Droplets, and also Super Elixir Potions you can get. So if you are looking for a power farmer, this character is good for that. He has a Ranker killer. Currently, there are Ranker enemies, so he's a good character to use right now. However, do keep in mind his damage output isn't nearly as high as you want it to be, and his range also is very lackluster. If you do decide to use this character, you might find yourself dying quite often, but he still does bring the benefit of increasing the drop rate for the items you do want to farm. Sun is overall a pretty good captain killer that you can use in the melee captain guild quest. She's also just a very solid character, but the main reason why you would want to use her is for her soul trait. She is a +5 mind Elixir Potion soul trait, one of the best soul traits in the game. If you want to maximize your farming, having this character linked to another Elixir farmer will just allow you to farm more Elixir Potions. At the same time, it will also allow you to turn any character in the game to a Elixir farmer. Halibo is also a Elixir farmer, a pretty good one at that, many designed for Inheritance Zone and Epic Raids. If you want to farm Elixir Potions with Halibo, she's the character that can do that. Cacao Society Okura, just an overall very powerful Nad character, one of the best Nad characters in the entire game. Really high damage output when he does inflict a stat element, since he does get the 80% attack boost. And he also does have a very powerful sword bomb, which does lower their defense by 80%. Since he is a range Espada killer, he is sought after. There aren't that many range Espada killers, and if you do care about the range Espada guild quest, he is one of the better characters that you can use as either a main or a side character. Grinjow is another super Linksor farmer that can also farm Linksor potions. In this case, he's a tech character, so you will be using him to farm speed Linksor potions. In my opinion, he isn't that good in IT, mainly due to the fact that he doesn't have an increased chance to inflict stat elements, but he does have a ranked killer, so he might be a usable character right now. If anything, he's a good character taking epic raise for farming Linksor potions, since he does have a pretty high damage output when only going against one boss, since he does have a charged strong attack SA3 with weakening on all of his attacks. And then lastly, our final filler character, New Year's Rukia, another very solid knight character. In this case, she is a ranged Aranka killer, currently really good for the current Aranka guild quests. And that's mainly where you are going to use her. You can definitely take her into epic raids and other PvE content, for example, but she really does excel in guild quest content. That's mainly where I personally use her, and she's really good for the ranged Aranka guild quest. Even then, you can hypothetically take her into any other guild quest, any other ranged guild quest, since she is a boost character, providing your team with a 43% extra attack, focus, and also defense increase. So like I said, the banner itself is pretty decent. I don't think there's a single bad character. And of course, since it is a Zenith summon, it is going to be your normal step-up format. Step 1, 2, 7, 6, 11, 12, 16, 17, 21, and 22 are discounted. You're guaranteed a featured character every 5 steps. And at step 25, it is a pity, where you get to select any of these 3 characters. But hopefully, you don't have to do 25 steps to get them. So that's basically the Parasol Autumn summons in a nutshell. It's a pretty decent banner. Is it a must summon? That comes down to you. For me, I can definitely see the value in Rukia for Limit Breaker and just general PvE play. Ikaku is a super Linksor farmer, so I do want to get him from that. My plan on these summons, as already mentioned, is to do 2 steps on all of my accounts, just do the discounts. And then I might say for Rukia's individual, because I do really like Rukia, she looks really cool. And then my next plan after that is to wait to see what next end of month is, and if it isn't anything super interesting, I will then do some summons on Ikaku's individual, because I get the benefit of waiting to see what next end of month actually is. If you are summoning with this banner, good luck with your summons. Hopefully you do get what you want. I know a lot of people are going for Rukia despite that unfortunate SA2. She's still a great character, but hopefully Caleb still can fix it. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Good luck on your summons, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and peace.